think the absolutely first step is always to measure. Until you really understand where the sources of your energy use and particularly the sources of your carbon emissions sit, then that's got to be the first step in terms of trying to reduce, is to understand what your current scenario is. And there'll be some surprising results.
It sounds basic, but checklists are a really, really important tool. Knowing when you can turn stuff off, when you can turn stuff on. So just awareness around how much stuff actually costs, because it's quite easy to leave something on and not really know what difference you're making with it. Such as extraction in the kitchen costs £4 an hour that we've calculated on average. If you turn it off, you can be making some serious savings.
I think when you look at the energy crisis over the last 18 months, I think the big thing for me is that empower your staff, create a champion. So somebody that can create an opening list, a closing checklist, and actually really driving that message home and trying to encourage and educate their fellow colleagues as well on that.
So this question can be broken down into 3 categories. It starts with consumer expectation, staff education, and then the price of data. So firstly, with consumer expectation, customers expect venues to be open all day, every day, but that involves kitchens being open all day, every day. And what that means is the biggest consumption of energy for our business is the kitchens. So we have to make sure that we're able to give customers what they need. So that's a challenge. Second one is staff. I think we're all very, very good at doing our recycling at home and switching off lights and being mindful of the environment. And I think when we come to work, there is a barrier. So we have worked very hard. We've had energy consultants in chatting to us. We've had people coming in who are specialists in this area to talk to our staff, and not to patronise them, but just to say, have you thought about doing things in different ways? The last part really is about this data collection. Technology has meant that we're actually able to pinpoint when we see surges of energy consumption and what we can do to reduce it.
There's never really kind of one perfect solution at the end of the day. I mean, certainly for sellers, it's going to be insulation. It's going to be, are you trying to accommodate more space than you need to in terms of controlling temperature? Is it possible to reduce the size of your cellar to not put so much demand on cooling equipment? Checking that doors are sealing properly. It's all kind of fairly basic stuff.
One of the things that businesses can do, and I think we've been talking about this for years, and I think we'll continue to talk about this, is actually managing what you're doing and measuring what you're doing. Because when you've got the ability to measure and manage, whether that's your emissions, whether that's your light, whether that's your waste, whether that's anything that you're doing within your company, once you can manage it, you can identify where those hotspots are. And when you identify where the hotspots are, you can then make the reductions.